Okay, I like to say I'm sorry that I look like a mess. I just got out from a nap, but I really wanted to talk about the Snyder Cut for quite some time, and no, I'm not gonna be doing the whole um, profile pic for this review because I just don't have the time or the effort for that. My last video for WandaVision kind of took a lot out of me for that. So for this time around, it's just gonna be face to face with camera, which I'm fine with. It's not my personal favorite thing ever, but what are you gonna do? So I watched the Snyder Cut twice actually. I watched it on my own and I watched it with my friends, and I was wrong. Yeah, it's surprising. I thought this movie wasn't going to be that special to me, but I've been thinking about it for quite some time. It's affected me on quite a bit of a level. I didn't think this movie was going to really live up to the hype that I didn't really have for it. But it really did surprise me on a lot of levels, and most of that is due to the fact that Snyder got his vision out and it actually was good. In fact, way better than the original. I went back and watched the original. God damn, does that movie not hold up at all? I remember I saw my original review for that movie and I cringed so hard because, like, you know how you just have a rough day and you just want to see something fun? That was me during my first viewing of Justice League. I just needed to see something fun because I was just having a rough day. I was much more positive back then with my film analysis than I am now. Now, rewatching it, holy shit, do I hate that movie. I really hate that movie. It's just so bad and has so many things that like I didn't pick up on when I first watched it, and man, does it not hold up at all over time, and it's just gonna get worse, especially how much this movie improves upon its original. And I'm surprised that many things that made it into this movie didn't even make it into the original film. That's just baffling to me. I'm not gonna spoil anything here, even though it's been out for about a week, but this movie really surprised me, and it had many moments that truly affected me. Again, won't spoil, but once you watch the film, you'll know what moments probably would affect me and would most likely affect you. Steppenwolf is actually a character now, surprisingly. He was easily the worst part about the original. He had no character whatsoever, nor any personality at all. And that was my biggest thing going out of that movie that I just absolutely couldn't stand. Even back then when I was more positive about the movie, that was the thing I just didn't really care for at all. But now he has somewhat of a character. The CG is kind of iffy, but with the technology and the budget he had, I'm sure that it was kind of like Marvel had Thanos. They had a lot of time to do Thanos. I'm sure he didn't have as much time with Steppenwolf, and yeah, some CGI elements still don't work, but he's a lot better looking in this one, and he's a lot better of a character and result of the change as well. The team actually feels like a team, and by the end, I actually cared about all of them. Cyborg, holy shit, is he a much better character now? He's actually a character. A lot of these characters are characters now, and it's surprising to me that these elements weren't even put into the original. I get it. 2 hours, Warner gave that mandate, and there are things that the film does have that admittedly could have been cut. Even watching this 4 hour long version, it could have been cut. But there should have been some backstory that we could have latched onto some of these characters like Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman. They all didn't feel like a character in any of them didn't feel like a character in the previous version. In result, they just didn't feel like a team. But now they actually have characters and actually has a team. They are actually like really well done characters, surprisingly. If I'm going into issues, it is, yeah, the 4 hours is a big ask. And especially if we're doing it for a rewatch value, it's going to really take a lot out of you to do so. It shouldn't have been 4 hours, but if that's all that Snyder wanted to do, that's fine. It's mostly near the end that I started feeling that 4 hours, but those last 20 minutes, even though they didn't necessarily need to be in the film, I still really enjoyed them. I'm not gonna say what they are unless you just don't really want to watch the movie. But I'm still not gonna spoil it because it took me off guard how long it took to get to those scenes. But I still really enjoyed them. Other issues. It's hard being negative on a film that has so much passion put into it that and also having a big enough fan base. But I'm personally, I just don't care about being negative about this movie, really. It took so much time and effort for Snyder to get his vision out, and I fully appreciate him doing so. Even with my issues, I really enjoyed this movie. The CGI looks good. The action sequences are a lot better now. The characters feel like characters. I actually felt something when they became a team. The 4:3 aspect ratio, which I'm having right now, I I got used to after a while. I thought it was kind of a strange choice, but after rewatching it, I just became numb to it. It just felt like it's part of the film. And the performances also are really good. I actually think this movie is a vast improvement upon the Justice League, as many people call it. I'm just probably going to call it for now. But yeah, this movie is 100% an improvement upon the original. I really dug this movie. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Again, I wish I could do it in my new format that I really enjoy doing, but I have a lot on my hands right now in my personal life that I couldn't really get myself to do so. But those are my thoughts on it. I might do a DCEU ranking video if I want to, but that would require me to rewatch so many terrible movies. Jesus Christ. But anyways, that's all my thoughts, and I'll see you all later, recruits. Take care.